friends, Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. Today is a completely different kind of video, but I hope you enjoy it and have fun with me. As many of you may know, if you follow me on Facebook, I've kind of recently done a renovation of my stamp room, and I have been just so excited to finally let you know it's done. And I want to share with you a tour of my stamp room. And while I do that, I want to show you how I organize and store a lot of my stamping products. Now, just a little back history. I'm actually in the basement of my house. My house is a two-story house, so essentially I guess there's 3 stories if you count the basement. And for the past 20-ish years, I don't know, my stamp room, as I like to call it, has always been in the basement. And it never was like super nice. I mean, I kind of got a little jealous when I see other people's stamp rooms because it was a basement. And then my office, as I called it, has been upstairs on the 2nd floor for probably not all 20 years, but at least the last 10 years. So that means upstairs was my computer. In the basement was my stamp room. I ran up and down the steps all day long, which really probably wasn't a bad thing. I know if I had a Fitbit, you know, I'd wonder how many steps I get in a day or how many stairs I get in a day. But I really wanted everything on the same floor. So I talked to my husband and I begged him, can we please do a renovation of the stamp room in the basement and just make it a nice all-in-one stamp room and office and the whole shebang. So that's what we did. So I'm going to kind of give you a tour today, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this because I'm going to have to keep moving the camera around. So I'll probably start it and stop it to kind of pick up different areas of the room so that I can open different drawers and cupboards to show you how I store things. So first, I hope this doesn't make anybody dizzy. If it does, go ahead and maybe close your eyes. But what I'm going to do is take it and just kind of pan all the way around the room so that you can get a sense of what the whole room looks like. And then we'll kind of take section by section so that I can share with you. So hold on 1 second and I'm going to grab the camera and do a pan around the room. I'll make this part quick so that you don't get dizzy as I walk around, but I'm walking into my room and we'll just kind of do a quick pan around here. So you can see I've got shelves around this side, and then there's my printer. That little box is where I take all of my photographs for the blog. And then as we turn, you'll see there is my, we'll call that the office area with my desk and my computer. And we've got a little storage cabinet there for all our office supplies. And that's kind of the door to the back room. But then when we turn this way, you'll see that's my area where I stamp. And we'll keep turning around. You can see I've got lots of big counter space. That's what I love about down here, along with cabinets. There's where we entered. And then you can see right there, that's where I do my videos. So I have an adjustable table in the center that I use as a work table and also for videos. Now what I'm gonna do is set the camera down and we're gonna look at each spot individually so I can show you some of my storage tips and the way I keep things. So we're gonna start right here. And again, you'll see I have lots of great cabinets. Now we're gonna go closer because I want to show you this top drawer. And this is how I store all of my punches. I've got them just in a drawer. There's actually that one and one other one that has all of the punches. And then if we open the cabinet underneath here, this is how I store all my designer series paper. Now these files that I have, I've had these for many, many years. They're just 12 by 12 paper holders, and I have them in this drawer. So let me pull that out. Part of the renovation was to put all of these drawers into the cabinets. I felt like there was so much wasted space. So Dave added drawers into all of these, and we kind of set them height-wise so that they would work for different things. So this has the designer series paper, like I said. And you can see over on the right is a box. I got that from Stampin' Storage. I think it's meant for dies actually, but that's where I have all of my 6 by 6 paper. And then there's the 12 by 12 paper. I think I'm going to have to do lots of editing on this video, but I want to make sure that I show you everything. So there you can see are all of the punches. As long as I had that punch drawer open, I decided I might as well open the one right next to it. That's where I keep all my clear blocks. So you can see I have quite a few different sizes because I like to, when I'm working with a stamp set, I'll put all the stamps onto a block and then work with them. So there's where I keep all of the blocks. Now below the blocks is this funny long cupboard, and that just has all my different paper cutters. I've got some big ones for when I do card kits and have to do multiples, so that's in that cupboard. Then as we work around, we kind of have that little storage cubby there. You can see I just have plastic tables stored under there. But then we'll keep turning, and over here we have another punch drawer. I'll just give you a quick peek in there. So it's really 2 drawers that hold all of my punches. And then if we open the door below that other punch drawer, you'll see the cabinet where we put 3 drawers. Now these drawers, I believe he got them from Menards. I think any home improvement store you can get them. But in here is where I have all my ribbons and different paper products. So let's go ahead and open a couple drawers. You'll see the top one there. I have drawer dividers. Now those I believe came from Amazon. They're just dividers that you can adjust to any length. They're intended, I think, for kitchen drawers, but they work perfect to put all the ribbon in. Then behind that, you see washi tape and Stamparatus and a few other things. And then the next drawer, we've got note cards and envelopes and cello bags and just different paper products. And the bottom drawer has different things like paper pumpkin boxes and pizza boxes and extra cutting plates for the stamp and emboss. Before we move on to the next section, you'll see on the counter there, it's actually an old Stampin' Up! Cutter. That's my favorite cutter to use when I'm creating. It's just a guillotine cutter. Then the Stampin' Scoreboard. And there you'll see my Stampin' Emboss machine, Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And then again, a little box from Stampin' Storage. That's where I keep all my embossing folders as well as some of my real basic dies. You'll see it's all the different shaped ones, and I just keep them on magnetic sheets. Those are Stampin' Storage as well. And then again, there's those clear sleeves that I had my 6x6 paper in. I keep them inside of those. Moving along over to the right, here's my favorite wall of all. There is where I keep all of my stamps. Now everything on these shelves are current stamps. I do sell all my retired when they retire. So everything here is current. Now Dave made these shelves for me. He custom made those to fit the stamp sets exactly. You'll notice there's a little bit of space on top of them, but that's to make them easier to grab. And then as we move over that way, you'll see there is the Stampin' Storage units that I use. I love those because our pads and our markers and blends fit perfectly in them. But that's my general stamping space. I stand when I stamp for the most part, so that's where I do all of my creating. The top drawer over here, I like to kind of call my stamping junk drawer, but again, it's right next to where I stamp, so that's where I keep my adhesives and scissors and just kind of all those gotta grab them all the time drawers. And then just like on the other side of the area I stand at, I have 3 drawers that have all of the things that I tend to grab quite often. The top one here, you'll see all my embossing powder along with sponges and brushes and sponge daubers. Okay, so that's real easy to grab. And underneath that, we have all the re-inkers and then a few miscellaneous things, some cotton balls and baby wipes. And finally, down on the bottom, just again, some miscellaneous stuff, some extra stamp pads, Stampin' Spots, and then that little box on the back that has a bunch of stamp sets in it. Those are the only retired stamps of doing this for 26 years that I actually have kept. I keep very few sets and they're all actually military type sets. So that's my little stash that I will never get rid of. Now I'll also put some pictures over on a blog post that goes along with this video. So if you'd like to not be dizzy as I'm walking around, you can go look at those pictures as well and see how I store some of the things. So now we've switched to the other side of the room and you can see it's almost like an island in the middle of my room. That is an adjustable office table I have. I'm fortunate to live in an area where office furniture manufacturers. A lot of them are. And so I've got friends that work at them and they're always getting me things from the outlets. So I don't even know where the table came from, but it's adjustable so I can raise it and lower it. I have it set at the height right now that I like to do videos at. And then underneath is a lateral file cabinet that's also from an office manufacturer. You can see it has a great shelf on the top. That's where I can store some of my extra paper cutters and so forth. But then that top drawer is where I store all my cardstock. So there you can see all the cardstock. I have it in each one in folders and they're labeled. And I have my colors in, I guess you'd call it rainbow order. The same order that I have my ink pads in. And then at the beginning or in the front of each folder is where I keep my scraps, and then it goes into the full sheets from after that. But I love, and I'm gonna just back up and pan this one more time. You can see that when I'm stamping, everything is right here. Right behind me is the cardstock. In the drawers are the punches. In the drawers are all the embellishments, the embossing powders and all that. And then right there's the stamps and ink. So one of the goals of doing this room was to make it everything very convenient and very easy to get to. And again, looking at the room from this angle, there you'll see that table in the middle. That's where I do all of my videos. You'll probably recognize those shelves in the back. The two on the left that's what you mostly see on the intro of my videos. And then you'll see I do use these for some storage. You don't see the way right usually in the videos. And then all those little black storage bins have extra adhesives and note cards and lots of the things I give away to my downline for different things and prizes and prize patrols and all of that stuff. And then it kind of goes down a little bit of a mess down there. So that is that part. And again, this end isn't too exciting, but there you'll see another one of those lateral file cabinets. That's where I keep all my business files, my computer printer. And then that's a little corner where we take the pictures. It's a Foldio light box that came from Amazon, but that's where I do my photography. And then once again, we'll just back up and go ahead and take a look at my desk area where I do all of my video editing and all my emailing and newsletters and communicate with all of you. Well, I hope I didn't make you too dizzy. You know, I tried to set the camera up and be able to just show you things, but that wasn't working so good. So I kind of walked around throughout the whole video. Now, like I said, I'll take some pictures and I'll put them over on a blog post. So if you'd like a better look just from a still picture, I'll have the link to that blog post. It'll be right down there in the description of the video. So I hope this was helpful for you just to kind of get a little peek behind the scenes, see where I do my creating and all that office work, but also give you a few storage tips on how you store some things. You know what? I just thought of one thing I never shared. Let's go ahead and look at my stamp sets one more time. When I was showing you this wall, I forgot to tell you how I store my stamps. You know, we put them on this nice little shelf, but they are stored alphabetically. I find that's the easiest for me. And then any that have dies that go with it, I have the sleeve that just how the dies come just to the left of the stamp set. So I did pull one out there so you can kind of see how it is. At one time I had them all rubber banded together, but once I redid the room and I tried to make it look nice, they looked ugly that way. So I just keep them stored right to the left of the stamp set. Okay, let's try one more time to wrap that up. I think I've hit everything in here. So thank you for watching, especially if you stayed all the way to the end. Now, if this is the first video you've watched of mine, this isn't what I normally do. I usually bring card making videos 2 times a week. Quick and easy card making. I am all about new stampers, beginner card makers, but also empowering those of you that have been stamping for a long time to make quick and easy cards. You know, some of those, I like to call them foo-foo cards, or the cards that just have lots of stuff on them. That's great and wonderful to make sometimes, but it's not always possible for all of us. So I love to show how to make classy looking, quick and easy cards. So I hope you subscribe to my channel and tune in to my regular videos and learn some fun card making ideas from me. If you have any questions about my room or anything I shared, or about card making or Stampin' Up! In general, make sure to leave me a comment or send me a message. I love to hear from you. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Let me know if it was worth my time to kind of get you dizzy as we walked around my stamp room. So I'll be back again with you real soon doing some stamping. So until then, have a stamp happy day.